Hey guys, welcome to today's Java tutorial. Today we're doing double trouble, which is exercise 4, week 3. So write a static method called isDouble that accepts one parameter, a string, and returns true if the first instance of x in the string is immediately followed by another x. If the first instance of x in the string is not immediately followed by another x, then the method should return false. Write a driver program called DoubleTrouble that contains the method isDouble and calls it 4 times using the parameters listed under expected output below. Okay, so this is just the expected output with our method isDouble. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to say, okay, well, let's put all our pseudo in first. Declare static variable. Okay, then we want to what do we have to do? Well, the first thing we have to do is we have to find the number of times x comes up. Well, we have to find the first time x comes up, and we have to find out if the next time x comes up, if the next character is x. Simple as that. Now it's fairly complicated to do. I don't think I'll put all my pseudo in first. I think I'll start here. So we're just going to say static. So this is just declaring it as a static variable, and it's going to have a data type as boolean because it's going to be true or false. And we're just going to get our variables from above, or our strings from above. So I'm going to say isDouble, and these are our parameters. String, and then we're just going to call it string. This is what we're going to assign whatever is here to the variable string. Okay. So now we're going to say int I is equal to string, which is what's up here, index of x. Now what does this line do? Well, first of all, it says, okay, well, I've got a new variable and an integer, and it's going to be called I. So, and that's going to be equal to, well, index of is a method which looks up and returns the index within a string of the first occurrence specified in a substring. So what that means is, it basically says, okay, well, wherever the letter x comes up in the string, then it's going to return that index. So for here, it would be 2, for example. So I'm just going to write that in for you. So returns the index within this string of the first occurrence specified substring. Okay. Now I'll put the links to the Java API in the description of the video, so you'll be able to go and read more about index of and any other methods which we use throughout any of the programs. So I'll try to put all them different links into the description of the video. So the next thing we want to do, so we have the index of the string where x comes up, so we have the number assigned to I. So we need to say, well, what we want to say is, well, if I is not equal to our string x, so if whatever we find is not equal to x, we want it to return false. But we can't use a string here because we can't have an integer compared with a string. So we have our index of. So we're going to say, instead of using x, we're going to say -1, and we're going to say equals to. So if I is equal to -1, return false. So I'll just put my pseudo in here so you can see if I is not equal to x. So instead of using x, we used the index of methods. Okay, so now we have if the first value is this will basically check and see, okay, well, we're looking for x, and if the first value is x, then is not x, then return false. Okay, so then we want to check and see if the next character is there first of all. Check if the next character, we have to see if it's there, because if there isn't another character there, then we've gone too far in the program. So all we're basically doing is, let's say we have a string with 5 characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say we are here at the moment in our method, and let's say we're here and we go keep checking and checking and checking and checking and checking and checking and just keep going. So we don't want that to happen. So we're just going to check if the next character is there. So we're going to say, well, if I plus 1, so we're saying if the next letter or character up here is less than or equal to the length of the string. Okay, then we want to return false. Okay, so what do we have to do now? Well, now we know that if we haven't gone too far in the string, well, we need to say, well, if the next character is an x, well, we just have to check if the next character is an x. So that's the very last thing. So we want to return string dot substring. So what's this doing? It's making a substring of where I is at the moment, plus 1, comma I plus 2 dot equals x. Oops. Oops. Okay. So what does this do? Well, it checks the next character in the string. Is an x in the string. Checks the next character is an x in the string. Perfect. And then that will return true if it is. Okay, so let's run our program. F6. Okay, it worked, and our answer is right. So again, like I said, I'll put the links to the API in the description. I know there's a lot of different methods in here that we haven't done before, but they should help you if you go and read them, and they should help explain it a lot more than I can in these short videos. Alright, thanks.